Long before smartphones and cat videos, people gathered around boards, moving pieces in games that have connected humanity for millennia. Board games aren't just a modern pastime, they're one of our oldest traditions. These games taught strategy, reflected spiritual beliefs, and sometimes even settled household disputes. For ancient cultures, board games were deeply tied to life, death, and the divine. Rolling a die or moving a piece was once seen as a ritual, not just a game. Board games have survived empires, revolutions, and the digital age, proving our need to play and connect. They mirror our societies, beliefs, and the way we understand luck and fate. What seems like a simple game night is actually a link to thousands of years of human history. From pharaohs to monks, generals to children, board games have shaped and reflected our world. So next time you play, remember, you're part of a tradition as old as civilization itself. Let's explore the unseen history of the humble board game. Journey with me to ancient Egypt over 5,000 years ago, where Senet was the game of choice. Senet boards, found in pharaohs' tombs like King Tut's, weren't just for fun, they were believed to guide souls through the afterlife. Winning Senet was seen as a rehearsal for a successful journey beyond death. The rules are lost, but we know players move pieces along 30 squares, using casting sticks or knuckle bones. Special squares brought fortune or setbacks, echoing the unpredictability of life and fate. Every move was a metaphor for spiritual struggle and hope for eternity. Senet boards were crafted from precious materials, signifying their importance. Egyptians believed they'd play these games in the next life, packing them for the journey. Senet wasn't just entertainment, it was ritual, art, and belief combined. Its legacy reminds us how games can be woven into the fabric of a culture. Even as Senet faded, its spirit lives on in every game, blending luck and strategy. The desire to play even in the afterlife is a powerful human constant. Senet shows us that games can be sacred, not just social. While Egypt had Senet, ancient China gave us Go, a game still played today over 2,500 years later. Go's rules are simple. Two players place black and white stones on a grid, aiming to control territory. Yet the strategy is so deep that a single game can have more possible moves than atoms in the universe. Go was one of the 4 essential arts for Chinese scholars, a tool for teaching patience, discipline, and strategy. Emperors used it to train heirs in military and political thinking. Unlike chess, Go is about building and balance, not destruction. The game spread to Korea and Japan, where masters were revered and schools dedicated to Go flourished. Go's elegance and complexity have fascinated players for centuries. It survived dynasties, wars, and even the rise of artificial intelligence. AlphaGo's victory over a human champion only renewed interest. Go proves that a simple set of rules can create infinite complexity. It's not just a game, it's an art form and a lifelong journey. Go's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of play. For centuries, board games were rare, handcrafted treasures. The Industrial Revolution changed everything. Mass production made games affordable and accessible. Cardboard and color printing brought vibrant boards to living rooms everywhere. Companies like Milton Bradley and Parker Brothers turned games into big business. Early mass-produced games like the checkered game of life taught Victorian values through play. These games reflected society's hopes and morals, making the living room table a new playground. The rise of industry meant new ideas could spread fast, creating shared cultural experiences. Board games became commercial products complete with catchy names and clever marketing. The humble board game transformed into a staple of modern family life. Mass production set the stage for the global board game industry we know today. War reshaped board games, turning them into tools for propaganda, morale, and even espionage. During the World Wars, patriotic games simplified conflict for children, while portable games offered soldiers a mental escape. In 1-2 Britain, Monopoly became a secret weapon. Special editions for POWs hid maps, compasses, and real currency to aid escapes. Board games became Trojan horses, smuggling hope and tools behind enemy lines. After the wars, complex war games like Risk let players simulate global conflict at home. These games evolved from simple battles to detailed strategic simulations for adults. War themes matured, reflecting the seriousness of real conflict. Board games proved they could tackle even the gravest subjects. From morale boosters to escape tools, games adapted to the needs of their time. The connection between play and survival became strikingly real. War forever changed the way we play, and what games can mean. By the late 20th century, American games like Monopoly and Risk dominated, focusing on conflict and luck. But in Germany, a new style emerged, Eurogames, emphasizing strategy, efficiency, and player interaction without direct confrontation. The Spiel des Jahres award spurred innovation, making Germany a hub for creative, family-friendly games. Eurogames replaced player elimination with clever mechanics and resource management. The Settlers of Catan, released in 1995, became a global sensation, blending trading, strategy, and negotiation. Catan's success opened the floodgates for games like Carcassonne, Ticket to Ride, and Puerto Rico. These games offered fresh challenges, elegant design, and a focus on building rather than destroying. Eurogames showed that competition didn't have to be mean, and strategy didn't have to be complicated. The German invasion transformed the hobby, inspiring designers worldwide. Players hungry for new experiences embraced these innovative games. Eurogames expanded the audience, making board gaming more inclusive and diverse. The influence of Eurogames is still felt in every modern game night. They proved that board games could be both accessible and deeply strategic. The quiet revolution changed how the world plays. In the digital age, many predicted board games would fade away, but the opposite happened. Board games entered a golden age, offering a break from screens and a reason to gather face-to-face. The social magic of a game table, laughter, banter, and shared suspense can't be replicated online. Ironically, the internet fueled the boom crowdfunding let anyone create and share new games. Creativity exploded, with games about everything from gardening to terraforming Mars. Board games became more diverse, attracting new audiences and breaking old stereotypes. Cafes and conventions sprang up worldwide, celebrating analog play. Today, the hobby is bigger and more vibrant than ever, with thousands of new games each year. The journey from Senet to modern classics has built a global community. Board games have proven their staying power, constantly reinventing themselves. They're more than a pastime, they're a vital part of human culture. In a world of endless screens, the simple joy of play endures. The story of board games is, ultimately, the story of us.